is up, RetroManiacs? Welcome to the Retro Card Chat Podcast. My name is Mike, and I am from Mike's Retro Trading Cards. And you know, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have been going at each other. Their beef online all week. But really, why is it getting so much attention? If you guys heard what these two say in our group text every week when they start fighting about fanatics, whoa. Here they are, Joe Day and EP Eric Pahalik. How you doing, boys? Am I right or am I right?
It's not a fight anymore. I knocked him out. I mean, I could do disc tracks. Disc tracks.
Yeah.
If you want to hear the disc track, comment below.
Yeah.
All right, Panini fanboy, that's fine. I don't think I was not aware.
My argument has merit.
At
least my argument has merit.
I was not aware of this beef. I mean, the beef between me and Joe for sure, but not the beef with the singers. I wasn't aware of this. Like, it must be all over the news.
Rename the singers. Mike just said.
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj.
Got it. Yeah. Good job, EP. EP is hip on the culture from the young kids.
Yes.
He's that meme of Steve Buscemi dressed up like a teenager.
Yes.
Hello, fellow teenager. That's EP right there. But they were going at it, but like I'm like, this is nothing. I have to listen to these two. You guys don't even know. You see it on our shows, but you don't see it like I see.
Yeah,
it
Mike cleans it up. It gets rough sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough. And I'm trying to play both sides, trying to be the mediator, trying to calm everybody down. I never instigate.
Sure. But I mean, Mike's on my side on this one. I think pretty much everyone's on my side on this one at this point.
That's what makes it so great, though. EP's still just sticking to
He's
it.
Still
no matter how wrong.
He's dug into Fanatics, man. He loves them.
More anti-Panini than Fanatics, which you are not, obviously, anti-Panini. So.
Nice try. Nice troll there.
All those Paninis, all those Panini products behind you. Just all the Kenny Pickett's. It's crazy.
Just
so much Panini back there.
Hey, I just want to comment. How about EP last week and throwing Upper Deck under the bus?
People did not like that.
People did not like that on the Wednesday show where you're like, oh, I wouldn't want to run Upper Deck or be a part of Upper Deck. They're the worst. Like you put.
Did I say they were the worst? I didn't say they were the worst.
I think there was an expletive before it too. Wasn't there?
Definitely not. You guys, okay, all right. You guys are playing. I get it now.
Their potty mouth down there. Remember who the first person to drop an F-bomb on this podcast was? I can't bend this finger, so I can't point down anymore. I'm like,
and it was when we had guests in our house.
Yeah.
We had guests here, and he was dropping F-bombs.
The thing is, I use the F word so much in my regular language. The amount of restraint I have on this show is actually pretty impressive, in my opinion.
Wow.
I say it a lot. I say it a lot at work. I say it a lot at work.
Oh man.
Yeah, me too. I do it all the time at work. So how's it going, boys? Joe Day, back from the dead. Another rough night last night?
Okay. No, a rough night Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
2 nights ago.
Right. Was it just the night, or it seemed like this might be one that started earlier in the day than just the night, Joe?
No, it actually didn't start till like 6, but it ended around 3. So it was I put in a full shift, as it were. And I'm totally not hungover at all.
Nope.
Well, it's Monday morning. You got to go to work, so you can't.
Right. I have to leave for work here in a little bit, but it was a pretty great weekend, boys. I'm going to tell you, 2 great things happened. Pitt won. They crushed 48-7. New freshman quarterback. And Penn State lost to an 0-4 team. Yeah. Oh, what a great weekend, boys. It was so great. Our boy Frank messaged me. He's like, Penn State's getting their ass kicked by 0-4 UCLA. I'm like, oh, put it on the TV. It was fantastic. They did try and come back, which made it even better. Like, it was like more pathetic that they like kind of came back against UCLA, and then it ended up still losing. Fantastic. Loved it. So yeah, there we go. Hail to Pitt, and I hate State. So there we go.
Temple too.
So the 2 best schools
Temple
in Pennsylvania, Temple and Pitt.
Yeah,
and then Penn State.
Normal, yeah.
I was
Sorry,
at
I cut you off.
That's right. No, that's fine. I set up at the card show yesterday, and as I was packing up and getting ready to leave, Bill
Saturday.
Anderson. Oh, Saturday. Yeah, sorry.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. I was getting ready to leave, and Bill Anderson, he works at a local shop here, who sets up as one of the go-tos as far as like setting up. Like I just talked to him for a little bit before I left, and he's like, "Did you hear about the Penn State score?" I was like, "No." He said, "I think Oregon stole their souls." That's what, because I mean, just how like he said it was like 33
Penn
nothing.
State doesn't have a soul, so that's real tough.
Yeah,
I don't know what they stole then, but yeah, brutal.
Yeah,
can't hang with those former Pac-12 teams apparently.
Yeah, the Big Ten is really weird right now.
Yeah.
So like I said, I set up at a card show. First, I'm going to crack one this beer, but I set up at a card show this weekend, and I had a blast. It was a lot of fun. I probably made maybe like the second most money I've made at a card show since I've been setting up. Best one in months, as far as that was concerned. But also, like, I met some characters. Like, you're always going to meet characters, but I met some characters and we got into some good conversations. But Mike, after you left, there's a bunch of them. The one guy actually had a Kobe Bryant gold medallion rookie card, and he said, "You want to see it?" I was like, "Yes, please." He let me hold it, like, because he was looking at my Kobe's I had in my case.
Did you buy it?
And he pulled out. I didn't buy it. No, like a PSA 10 is like a $10,000 card. He said his one he has is a PSA 7. I didn't even like try to even think about offering anything, but I mean, it was cool to see it. That was very
moths
cool.
are coming out of EP's wallet. Dust and moths.
That's, I mean, come on, that card's a little bit above my price range. So, but anyhow, that's really, really cool. It was really cool to meet that guy. Another guy is building, he's like 70 or 80 cards away from building the complete 1992 Topps Gold football set. Those were like the one per pack, 800 cards in the set cards. And he's like 80 cards away. I was like, he's like, I could go on eBay, I could go on COMC, but I love going to the card shows and card shops and trying to find the cards themselves. Just awesome. And he's actually trying to build the baseball set and the hockey set as well. Like he's really into the gold. He's like, I just don't think a lot of people would build this set. It's just like a unique thing. He was talking about how back in the day he said, obviously I ripped a lot of cards back in the day. He said he opened like 6 boxes of 1986 Topps football. Like this guy just was rattling off some of the stuff that he's bought, and he was just there and his son was there too, and his son was saying, I keep telling him to get these things graded, and he's like, he pushing back about it. But I mean, like, he probably, if he has Rices that he pulled out of boxes back then, there probably some of them could get graded. He probably was sitting on a freaking gold mine. And then the third
have a heart attack when someone's like, "Oh, I don't want to grade my cards." Were you like,
yeah, really?
What?
I did side with the son. Say, hey, listen, you probably should grade some of those cards, dude. Like,
he's like, I grade everything. I grade
Everything.
commons, inserts, parallels, whatever. I grade it all.
It's been so much like graded cards, but I do like to grade it. I will admit that. So
I have a question. Was he on the baseball gold set? Is he doing just the plain gold, or is he doing the winners too?
I'm not sure. He didn't.
Remember, 92 had winners.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just.
Yeah. He didn't get into that, but he's definitely the football set is primary. He actually showed me his list. He had his list on his phone of all the cards. And he said that he has some duplicates, but he's just has them sitting in a one of the snap type things right now. So, and then the third person was collecting just rated rookies. Like he's rated rookies from 2019 and before. And so like he said, they kind of changed in 2020. They got like less cool designs. He said, so like he wants to collect every single rated rookie from 2019 and before, which is a really fun thing. And he's like, Mahomes is gonna be tough. It's like, yeah, it is, dude. He said, I think he has Lamar Jackson already, and I think he has Josh Allen already, which are, I mean, two other big ones. But I mean, like, he wants to collect them all, which is really, I mean, that sounds just like a fun set that, again, not a lot of people are collecting. So on top of, selling some stuff and selling some inventory that was pretty big that I bought recently, that was really nice. But also meeting these people with these crazy cool collections was just a lot of fun this week.
I saw you sell some Shohei Ohtani cards.
Yeah, so 2 Ohtani rookies, yeah. And a Jalen Hurts
money bags. You should have taken some of that money and bought that Kobe Bryant, is what I'm hearing.
Now, I spent the day walking around trying to find cards of Clyde Drexler in a Trailblazers uniform, and I couldn't find him anywhere. I ended up having to go back to EP's table, and he's like, I have a box of basketball cards under here if you want to look through there. I'm like, yeah. And I found like 4 of them in the box he had after I spent like 2 hours walking all around talking to everybody trying to find Clyde Drexler in a Trailblazers. Yeah.
Well, I knew I didn't have any like $10 to $20 cards in there, so I knew they would just be like 50 centers. But you did find one Provisions card, which was pretty cool. That was probably the coolest one out of the box.
I made the mistake of doing a little giveaway on Twitter the day before and saying, I'm going to a card show tomorrow. I'm going to pick a couple people, say who you would want a card of. And if I find a card of them, I'll send it to you. And I then, had like over 200 people. I still have people telling me what card they want. And I'm back from the card show. But yeah, I had over 200 people say that. But I started going through there and I was looking, and like 75% of the people, all they do on their timeline is enter giveaways. So I automatically struck them. I'm like, no, I'm not giving it to you. So I ended up getting an Eli Manning for one guy as the main card that I got. I found a nice little game used jersey card out of Leaf Rookies and Stars in the early 2000s, 2005, 6 maybe. And then I wanted to get the Clyde Drexler. I'm like, I'll get this other guy a couple cards too, because most of his cards that are valuable were when he was with the Rockets, and I found those, but I couldn't find. One guy did have an autograph out of like Flawless or National Treasures or something. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll hold off on that for now.
I'm not that generous.
Yeah, no, not that nice, but yeah, it was a good time, and EP was busy. He was busy.
Yeah,
I sold quite a few of the cards from the football set. I probably sold, I want to say $60 worth out of that. I was selling for like 10 cents a card if you bought a bunch of them. So like I had somebody buy a bunch of Eagles cards, and a handful of people come up with big stacks. Dale, one of the people who sets up one of the other dealers, he bought a bunch of my 25-cent baseball and 25-cent football. And then like he's going through my football box. I had a football box that wasn't part of the collection. And he's like looking at, so he starts like, he's like sitting in a chair and he looks over and he's like, wait, are these also 25 cents or 10 for $1? Like, yes. And so we just started going through those as well. I don't think he even made it like halfway through. And he's like, I got to get back to my table. He said, here's a stack. He had like 100 of them there or something like that. So he bought a lot. So
he was going through withdrawal because I wasn't there for him. He goes through my 50-cent boxes like 5 different times.
he said to me, do you have any wrestling? I was like, no, I have like 1 or 2 cards, but I don't have what Mike has, an entire box. He said, yeah, last show, I got stuck there. And I think he bought like $120 worth, like a huge stack of them out of your wrestling box.
Yeah, I told him that next show, even if I don't set up, I'll put a box together for him. And if he wants it for a price, I'll have it. And if he doesn't, it's fine. So guess what I'm doing, guys? You're not going to believe this.
A pack stack sale.
Well, I am. Thanks for bringing that up. A little bit later this month, I'm doing my world famous pack stack sale. But no, that was not what I was going to say. I actually have a pile of cards to send to PSA to get graded.
All right.
I have 67 cards total.
2 away.
Just too short. Yeah.
Too short.
I know. I tried.
Nice.
I had a couple. I had a couple I pulled out of there that I thought about maybe throwing back in just because. But
damn it, Mike.
But they're Pokemon cards.
Yes, they
are. I was talking about that with other dealers. Like one of the dealers' wives went around and took did a survey, not a survey, but like just like kind of check to see what the percentage of tables, and it was 56% sports and 44% Pokemon cards at the show. So I mean, in Pokemon, the people that you see at Pokemon, you see people at Pokemon tables like standing too deep trying to get in. Like there was a lot of Pokemon there. It's just huge right now.
So what you're saying is we should change the channel over to Pokemon content and
Mike's retro Pokemon cards. Yep.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Yep.
All right, next week we'll have the Pokemon card chat podcast. Okay, Joe, we're not going to do that, but yeah, I have 67 Pokemon cards. Don't worry, I'm not going to do a reveal video. You don't have to watch any of this content. I'll keep you updated here. Okay. I'm not doing that to the people. I'm not doing it.
I bet you it would get some views, not from our usual audience,
right?
But
they get a whole new set of viewers.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe, but probably.
There's probably a Venn diagram of the people who would watch that who are also subscribed to EP's OnlyFans page. There's probably like some overlap there, right?
You don't even know, dude. You don't even know.
like this, maybe? Yeah.
So in the comments, though, if you want to see Mike's reveal, let us know in the comments.
Also, let us know in the comments if you don't want to see the reveal. I don't really want to do that. But no, I feel like a poser if I did Pokemon reveal. I just want to
hear you pronounce the names. That's all I want. That's all I want to hear.
They're all older cards, so that's not a problem. Well, there are a couple newer cards I just threw in there, but there's a bunch of Pikachu. I know Pikachu, so everybody.
Pikachu.
I'll probably, so I'll keep you updated on the financial impact of this on my life, because this is going to cost me what I'd show you, like $1,300 or
like
$1,400.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like adjacent, but it's still a little bit off the rails. I was watching Little Victories this week, and he was talking about how he's been doing more of the accepting the offers, and he said that he's starting to do where he accepts enough offers to pay for his order and then has the rest of them shipped or whatever. Like that's kind of his goal. I'm guessing your plan with this order is to accept offers with some of them at least and see what happens, right? Is that?
I'll see what I am going to check on the app and see what the grades are and see if I have anything worth enough to give offers or anything worth maybe having PSA just sell them for me. So I don't know. I don't know that I really want to go to the work of getting them back and then listing them on eBay. So if I have stuff that has value, I might just send them.
And apparently the offers, from what he said, have been pretty competitive.
Pretty strong.
It made sense for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the kind of order it is, though. I'm shooting for 10s because they're a lot of older, like they're not super rare cards. They're not foil cards. They're uncommons, but they're like first edition uncommons. And if they're in a 10, I have a lot of cards that are over $100, a couple that were over $200 in a 10. So yeah, we'll see.
In a lot of cases, he had like some PSA 9s that were like $17 or something like that, where he actually said, yeah, I'll accept that offer. Saves him the trouble of trying to sell it for, $15 or $20 or whatever. And I can see that some of those like 9s, if you don't want to deal with it, like if they're close to whatever the market value is, that'd be helpful too, to get rid of those.
Yeah. So we'll keep you updated because I know everybody wants to hear about that. But let's get into it. Speaking of selling cards, WhatNot is going to be cracking down on repack sellers. Finally, after 27 years of letting them do whatever they want to. So, starting 11/3, any manufacturers of repacks or surprise product will now have to meet new standards. And yes, anybody at home making repacks, guess what? They're considering you a manufacturer. They're not just talking about companies doing it. They're saying manufacturer because if you're making the repack, you're not allowed to sell it unless you follow the other steps. The accounts need to be reviewed and vetted. You need to have it independently audited. Your repack independently audited, have to have a transparent checklist. And once you go through all this, you can be put on the approved list. As of now, there's only one name on the approved list. That's PSA's repacks.
I was gonna say, I swear to God, I was gonna say PSA's repacks, right? Yeah.
Absolutely what it is. So, I mean, I'm kind of torn about this because this is clearly a good thing. It's a good thing for the buyers. We've talked about the craziness and the wild, wild west of WhatNot for a long time now. We've talked about some of the bigger companies coming in and how that's going to make it safer for the buyers. But at the same time, it kind of feels like this is just going to funnel all the money to all the big companies, which kind of feels gross too.
100% what I was going to say. It feels like WhatNot got into a cigar-filled room with Fanatics, PSA, Backyard Breaks, all of these big companies that have been doing these, and they've decided these are what we're doing. And again, I'm torn because you want the safety that you're not getting from some of these like ridiculous Thunderdome-esque repackers. So yeah, it's like I'm torn. I really am torn. I don't want to see Fanatics and PSA and Jeff Wilson, and I'm sure Jeff Wilson loves this.
Oh yeah.
By the way,
absolutely.
I'm sure he's like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened because it means he's going to get more money. Like as we're talking, we're having this battle in our heads, whether it's a good thing or not, because of the impact it's going to have on the non-big companies and it's a genuine battle where Jeff is like, oh no, this is great for me. I'm going to make so much money because they're going to start filtering out these smaller people putting repacks together. The one thing that absolutely tells me that this is not for just people putting together repacks is the independent audit.
Right.
Like that is what Fanatics and PSA and Jeff Wilson told them to put in the language right there. Because if you are a mom and pop repacker, whatever that looks like, right? You can't afford or know how to have.
Yeah. How do you even do it?
Like, how do you do it? Like, are you calling Price Waterhouse in to do an audit of your repack that you're doing in your basement? Like that's crazy. So that's literally the big companies telling WhatNot how to do this. And they'll say, if you don't do this, we'll pull out and go to another platform, maybe create our own platform that we don't need WhatNot for. So that I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of quid pro quo there. And I'm looking down at the date. It's October 6th, Monday, October 6th. So you've got about a month if you want to get real shady on WhatNot. You got a month left, people. So
don't give them ideas. Don't give them ideas, man.
They already had the idea, EP.
That's true.
Come on now.
I mean, the answer to that audit question, I just thought of it as Joe was talking, is WhatNot's going to start offering to offer that audit as an extra fee on top of their whatever. That
would be good, though. Wouldn't that be good? Like, I just hope that there is a path for the mom and pop repacker to be able to get verified to be able to sell, because not. Like there's a lot of bad people on there, but not everybody's bad. There are good people on there too. So like in order to make it fair, it like give the smaller people an actual way to be able to meet the standards that you put forth here. So that's what I need to see before I know what I feel about this, because if they make it really difficult, this was clearly just to line the pockets of the bigger companies. If they do make it possible for the smaller ones to pass the steps and be able to break stuff, then I feel like it to protect the consumer. So I think we need a little time here to see how it goes. But go ahead, EP. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I was just going to say, like, use the word funnel at the beginning when you were talking about this, and that's the perfect word for it. Like that. So many things that Fanatics has done is funneling away from small time hobbyists to small local shops, and now people doing repacks. And you like, as much as, listen, I'm not a huge fan of repacks. I've bought into a couple that were not the super high end ones, but I like them in concept, and I like them for small hobbyists who will actually do it the right way and want to just move some cool cards and send them out. Maybe the ones that are like team themed stuff like that. That's fine. But there, unfortunately, there are these people who are taking advantage of people, and that's going to be the small people that are doing it. So like you guys both said, man, there's like there's like this headbutting going on where like this is really good that they're doing something about it, but they're also making it so difficult for the small time people to be able to do it that it's really like the counterbalance is just, it's terrible on it. I hopefully, again, if they do start offering, like they do the independent audit, that's definitely the barrier to entry for most people, I'm guessing. I think most people would be able to come up with a transparent list, and I mean, if you're doing it the right way, you should know what's in your repack and know what the big cards are, and not just
should be doing it already. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I feel like that's that independent audit thing is the one thing, and if they can fix that, then this is a huge thing. Great thing for WhatNot to take care of this issue. And
I said I'm having this vague memory of being in Mike Jones' house saying this for some reason. I don't know. Shout out to Mike Jones. I feel like I mentioned when we were talking about the Fanatics repacks, I said, this is great, but what are you going to do about all the other people making repacks? This might be the answer to that. And again, I don't love how that barrier to entry is a good phrase to use, EP. I don't love the barrier to entry for these smaller repackers, but the barrier to entry is kind of what is going to make it safe for people. My other question is, though, when are they going to do this for breaking? Are they going to do this for breaking on WhatNot? Like, is there a breaking checklist that they have that people have to follow, or is it still the Wild West for breaking?
Still the Wild West, as far as I know.
Yeah, because I think that might be a good card. A problem.
Yeah, right. You pull the big card, you cut off the stream, and you refund people, and you go away.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that they're looking after repacks and not even like breaking is a much bigger.
Well, they make so much money off of that. Like
they make so much money off of breaking, they probably don't want to rock that boat too much. But because repacks, that's still kind of, it might be kind of newer to whatnot a little bit, so maybe they feel they can. But yeah, breaking, it needs to be controlled a little bit better.
And I mean, the breaking's fine though because you're breaking a real product, and I do believe. No, I feel like I read somewhere that they had to break cards from major manufacturers. I could be wrong, but now that we're talking about this, I feel maybe Dan the Card Man had a video that he had a video about this, but he had a screen that was talking about stuff, and I feel like it might have been on there that it read that you could break products from like Topps, Fanatics, Leaf, Wild Card. They like had major manufacturers on there because. But I think it still kind of qualifies as a surprise thing. So I feel like if you're breaking, like you can't, I guess that would be the difference though. You're going to be breaking a real product from a real manufacturer. That's okay. But they need, to cover that. What do you do with the people that screw people while they're breaking a legitimate thing? That's also a big issue.
A refund is not good enough. A refund is not good enough when someone pulls a $10,000 card. Here's your $50 back.
Yeah, it's not just the product. It's also the account and the seller that is pulling the shady stuff with the proper product. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they don't have like I don't know, like Blowout Cards does their own version of like a repack, and I believe I've seen some other people do, and I've seen Backyard Breaks. When I've stumbled across it on social media, one of their breaks, I've seen them doing those breaks where it's got like a couple slab cards in it or whatever. So I'm wondering if those wouldn't be considered part of that, or if they're considered a major manufacturer or not. So that'd be interesting to kind of see what I've never been on WhatNot to see what they do on there. It sounds like the Wild West. It sounds like something I would not be interested in watching, but I would be interested to see. Sorry, there's race cars going around about in my apartment. So not in my apartment.
In your apartment
outside.
Oh my EP.
No wonder it gets so loud in there. Yeah.
Duck and cover.
So do you think this, like EP, you've seen the guy, a couple different people that go around the local shows buying for repacks they make for WhatNot. This is going to have an impact on like the hobby on a greater scale, because it's been talked about a lot how important repacks are for liquidity of cards. You're gonna, like, a lot of the smaller people that are making their own and selling on WhatNot aren't going to be able to buy now unless they can somehow get over the hurdle to be allowed to sell the stuff. And by definition, that's gonna hurt sales at card shows, right?
Definitely.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, there are a lot of these repackers that'll come in, they'll buy stuff at really, really strong prices too, and that's why the dealers like it so much. It's not like they're coming in and lowballing. Like they're coming in offering really close to the actual amount. Especially if they're buying multiple cards too, like give them a little bit of a deal. But I mean, they're not afraid to spend quite a bit of money on them. So, and I feel like a lot of dealers. Now I haven't seen the guy, and it's been months since I saw the guy that comes around to the one guy that I knew that went around and did it before. I'm not sure what he's doing now, but it's been months since I saw him. But I know a lot of people said a couple of people would say to me, if it wouldn't have been for him, I would not have had a good day. Like, I think there are a lot of people that I talked with the show, and they're like, oh, it was an okay day. Yesterday, they're it's an okay day, this and that. Even there's a lot of foot traffic, Saturday, there was a lot of foot traffic, and I had a good day, but a lot of people were saying like it was kind of an okay day. We made our table fees back a little bit more, that sort of stuff. And I feel like maybe that guy hasn't been around as much because, like I said, I haven't seen him in months. So I think it really is, like you're right, it's going to affect this local card shows at least a lot.
And that's another thing. We talk about the big companies maybe having a hand in this. It's going to push more people to sell cards to PSA, right? Those review or those review offers or whatever. When your cards get graded, like we were talking about with Mike's Pokemon cards. I mean, if repackers aren't going around to shows picking up these cards in the volume that they did for the prices they did, maybe it's going to force people to sell their cards to PSA versus taking them to a show, putting them on eBay themselves. Maybe they'll go that route.
Well, another place you can sell cards is COMC. We've talked about COMC quite a bit. EP just sent your first order into COMC.
Wow.
Yep.
I have a whole bunch, but guess what? EP is going to be paying 15 cents a card less than me because I waited, and now they just raised their prices on the lowest level. Kind of interesting. As far as I could tell, I don't think they raised any of the other prices. They still have the $1 and $2 level, but the lowest level where they used to charge you 50 cents a card, they're now charging 65 cents a card, which for my order, it's going to cost me $75 more now to send it in because I waited an extra week. So I love COMC, but this feels gross to me because that's quite a hit. 15 cents is like what, a 30% increase on 50 there. And on the lowest end stuff, I combined with what we're going to talk to next, I kind of feel like COMC's kind of maybe shifting gears a little bit and maybe want to keep some of the lower end stuff off the site from coming in. I don't know, but it kind of feels that way to me.
Yeah, and it could be a reason for, there was a hot minute where it took you months to get your cards back from COMC. And I don't know if they don't want to hit that wall again where it's taking them so long. So they're trying to get people not to send cards, kind of like turning that valve a little bit.
Their shipping time, though, they've actually shortened that. Their bulk shipping now that used to take like over a month is, I think, only 3 weeks now, which is a pretty good deal. But they raise shipping prices too.
Right.
Let's keep that in mind. So
and they're probably paying more people to pick the cards, to pull the cards. I mean, so that has a cost associated to it. And I bet you most sellers are going to try and shift that cost then to the buyers if they can. Which is tough because if you have 30 people selling the same card and there's a bunch of options out there, it's hard. It's not like the tariffs where someone can just pass the price off to the consumer. There's other options that someone, maybe they got their cards in like EP did and didn't have to pay that 15 cents. He's not going to have to raise his prices 15 cents, but you might have to, Mike. So yeah, this is, they're paying for something or they're trying to turn the valve, right? It's one or the other. They're either paying for an expansion
or a little of both
or a little both. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. Or at the end of the day, they just want more money. I mean, that's also a possibility. I mean, they're a large company too. As much as we all love them, you guys now have both sent cards to COMC. I bought quite a few cards from COMC. By the way, there are still people in this hobby who don't know if they see COMC as a seller on eBay to go to COMC and buy the card there. So there's a little hack. We did hacks a few weeks ago. We really should have used that as one of our hacks because there are people who don't know that. David Adams, same thing. If you see David Adams as a seller, you can go to their site and it'll be cheaper for you. So we all love COMC, but they are a large business at the end of the day. And 15 cents per card, it's $75 for you, Mike. Imagine
that's
how
a
many
lot
people,
of money.
Right? And it's a lot of extra money every month coming in for them.
Yeah, I think that might also be part of the issue. I wonder how many more people are submitting now with them. I mean, I think they've grown quite a bit since we got back into the hobby. I think they've grown like exponentially. I know they have a lot of cards on there. Like pretty much, if you go searching for a card of any ilk, of any parallel variation or whatever, if you go on there and search, you're probably going to find it because there's just so many cards on there, and a lot of times you'll find
rabbit hole.
38. Yeah. You'll find like 38 copies of some of these cards just because, I think people know that that's the place to go for these kinds of cards to get a little bit of a deal over eBay, I feel like. And I'm excited about getting my cards there, but I'm also not excited about the fact that if I start to send more in, because I think I watched a YouTube video a little while back where somebody said that selling lower end cards on eBay is a little bit more financially smart. And selling cards of like $3 to $10 is better on COMC, just because for the fees and that sort of stuff when it all comes together.
Was that one of our?
I've been saying that ever since I started sending stuff there.
Okay, well, I mean, he just
might have been our video. He didn't know.
One of our videos.
This guy did it. This guy did a bunch of data, and he actually like did all the stuff. So I'm sure Mike said it with the data that he has in his brain, which is I should have taken that as more of a gospel than the guy showing the numbers. Anyhow.
I don't know if that was a drive-by shot or if EP was serious.
Oh, it was. It was. That was passive-aggressive EP there for everybody playing along at home. That was
all I'm saying is you got to show your math. You got to show your math. You got to show the math. So
how do I know his math is right? What do I know what his background is? He has statistics degree. I have a statistics degree. Who you got to trust? Oh, the guy on YouTube. This is what's wrong with our country.
So clearly the guy on YouTube. Everybody knows the social media expert is always the expert on everything. So yeah. Anyhow, so I'm excited about it. I feel like they're going to make a lot more money off this. I don't know when the last time they raised the price was of 50 cents. I feel like it used to be like 35 cents or something like that, maybe. So maybe they may have raised it since we were paying attention, but I don't think they've raised it a lot since they've started. So I wonder how much prices of things always go up, and they've gone up quite a bit. Prices of doing business has gone up quite a bit for in a lot of places over the last few years. So I wonder if that might just be like, okay, we got to do something because we're getting so many of these cards in and they're not making us a ton of money on we should probably do something about that.
A lot, very labor intensive too. Low end cards are for them, I'm guessing, very labor intensive.
Yeah. And, as our commenters like to point out, there are a lot of cards on COMC that will never, ever sell. The problem is, like, with the lower end stuff, if you have 400 copies of a card there, the person's going to buy the one that comes along every now and then that for some reason doesn't have the card is going to buy the low price one, and all those other ones are going to sit there forever. So I can understand from their side why maybe they want to start thinning that out, making it a little more difficult to sell a card for $1 on there, because it's really dumb to send in cards that are only $1. If you're not at least $2, I like to kind of use like mid $2 cards as my baseline, but I'm using it differently. I'm taking stuff I have that I made money on and stuff I want to get rid of. So, $250, $225 is okay for me because I just want to be rid of it. I'm not about making money. I want to turn it into other cards. But yeah, think of the millions and millions and millions of cards they're storing that nobody's ever going to buy. So
I just think of that time where I went and bought like a ridiculous amount of Bird Emanuel cards, Bird Emanuel SB rookies for that little contest we had. And I literally changed the price on COMC because I bought so many of them that people actually took $1 card and were selling that. They're like, what happened with Bird Emanuel? I got to jack the price up. And they were trying to sell them for like $9. But can you imagine the person was like, wait a minute, did I just sell 20 Bird Emanuel rookie cards? How did this happen?
Imagine the dudes at COMC like, what is going on with these Bird Emanuel cards?
Like that guy that picked the order.
Yep.
Well, in other COMC news, and I feel like this kind of goes hand in hand in that. First of all, they're raising the price there. They had the special a while ago too of sending in the graded cards for free, which they got backed up on that pretty bad. It took like 2.5 months for my cards to all be finished when it was supposed to be a month. But now they are going to start paying people directly for items that they take in for consignment that they sell on eBay. You can now be paid out directly via PayPal or through your bank account through an ACH deposit. They're charging $5 plus 8% for cards that sell for under 1K and only 5% commission on cards that sell over $1,000. So that's a pretty good deal, especially on the higher end cards. They're seeing some of these other sites out there doing stuff. And now, like, COMC used to always give you credit, like in your account, but now they will pay you directly for these cards. And clearly they want higher end cards to be able to consign for you on eBay.
Yeah, so it makes sense now when you said combined with this other thing we're going to talk about, because it really does feel like they're trying to move away from, they're turning the valve, right? They're shutting the valve off on this lower end stuff, because The labor cost of these higher end cards are a lot lower. You know, you don't need to send like 30 people to go pick 20 Bert Emanuel SP rookie cards, right? You have an easier system for that. Yeah. But that kind of makes me nervous a little bit because COMC is such a great place to go to look at these low end cards and sometimes buy that. You know, I'm a set builder. I've completed so many sets through COMC. I have bought hundreds of dollars. No, I've bought cards worth hundreds of dollars from COMC as well, and super quick shipping. Jesus Christ, I am
quicking too.
Jesus H. But yeah, but focus.
There we go.
But yeah, it does make sense though. If they are trying to shut the valve off on these low end cards so that they can move into that higher end, it's probably a good business move for them. But it's kind of a bummer for set builders, you know, individual player collectors. That's gonna hurt if people like you guys stop sending in cards like that, because again, that's kind of what COMC built their brand on. So if they're kind of shifting that, I don't know. I love it for them as a business. Don't love it for collectors.
Yeah,
someone's racing a COMC to pick some Bert Emanuel cards out.
They gotta get the deals right now. They still before the price goes into effect. So yeah, I actually lost my complete train of thought. As usual, the 8% is less than the normal fee. Like if you're trying to get money sent to you, is it only like 15 or is like it's pretty high, right? The
15,
percentage, 15,
yeah.
So it's pretty high. Like you can use it to buy more cards and or you use it for like a credit with like a blowout cards, that sort of stuff. But if you're actually trying to get the cash back from any cards you sell, it's like 15%. So that's 8% is a significant deal. And then like Mike said, even at the higher level of 5%, that's a way better deal. And so there is a shift there. But my hope is that this is more them expanding as opposed to trying to kind of like keep like kind of shorten the smaller stuff, like because like Joe said and like Mike said before, like there is such a rabbit hole you can go down, so many cards you can look at and cool cards you can see, and if they stop doing that, like it's for people like me who just I like to search for a card that I'm trying to price and then seeing all the different variations and then like looking at all of them, like see the differences of all of them, and to not be able to do that would be very disappointing for me. It's kind of a fun, like almost like being at a card show and seeing a really cool card that you can't see anywhere else.
But the problem is, EP, if you're just looking and COMC's like, I ain't no museum, right? So if you're just looking, that can be a problem too, because it's great to look at these cards, and I do the same thing. But if you're not buying those cards, then again, it is just wasting space in a warehouse, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're building sets, go to sport lots because that's where you're going to find the best deals.
Do they do I know they're called sports lots, so this may be a stupid question. Do they do non-sports as well?
Yes, they do.
They do.
Yep.
Okay, check that out.
The inventory isn't as good there, so it might be a little more hit and miss. But yeah, that's a great place to build sets.
Now Mike's recommending them, and now all of a sudden their price is going to go up next.
Wait. Is this building into like a commercial now for sports lot? Do we have a code, Mike? Breaking news. Do we have a code?
No, I don't have a code.
Ah, damn it.
But what I do have is a little bit of an update to a story that we did last week about Panini Eminence basketball. We mused, we guessed, we threw some numbers out there about what the price might be. None of us were anywhere close, except for me, who guessed $40,000 a box, but it was only $39,999 and 99 cents, 97. We were not sure on the cents there, but yeah, $40,000 a box is what they actually dropped it at, and it sold out like right away.
Minutes, like
right away.
3 minutes. I refreshed at like, what was it, 1 o'clock it dropped, I think. And I like refreshed at 1:05, gone, sold out. Wow. Yeah.
Not surprising.
And EP heard about that $40,000 guess from another YouTube channel. So
yeah.
He heard about that on another YouTube channel, and they were spot on. Good job on their YouTube channel. So anyway, Just stir the pot. Stir that pot. Yeah, I'll give Mike his flowers. Great guess. For some reason, in my mind, I was kind of like thinking of it because we were talking about rookie royalty. I was kind of thinking of it in the Dutch auction way, and then I noticed it was just nope. It was just a drop
flat.
and gone. I'm curious if they would have done a Dutch auction, would it have sold out at that price as well? I think it might have.
Yeah,
but they probably would have started at 60,000 though.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
tried
sure.
to bring it down. And I've been watching. I'm guessing that Leighton Sports Cards did this because of Eminence basketball coming. I'm sure they're breaking some of it. I don't know if it's all in people's hands yet, but they were breaking some 2021 Eminence football the last couple of weeks, and I mentioned how I had watched some breaks of it back then. It is a gorgeous product. I mean, it's definitely not up P's alley. He doesn't like the high end Panini stuff, but it's a sharp product. And the thing I forgot that they have in those other cards are like silver bars, gold bars, platinum bars. There's diamond cards in there. Like, yeah, it's like some Leighton pulled like a platinum Tom Brady bar card, like just a like 0.99 platinum or whatever. Like, holy crap, could you imagine what that's worth? But then you look at some of the other cards from 2021, like a Justin Herbert autograph card. I was looking, it was like a $500 card, maybe. I think it might even been less. So it's like that's his second year. So obviously not his rookie, but it's an on-card autograph. I think it might even had a little ruby or whatever in it, and it wasn't that expensive. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, you just assume that these cards are all going to come out and be $1,000 each, $10,000, whatever. And there's still cards there that you're going to be disappointed when you open this. You will be. You're not going to get your money back unless you hit one of the big ones.
Yeah, congrats to Mike on the price. And I think part of the reason why I said 10,000 when I did is I didn't like I seem to have forgotten over the course of the conversation that I think there's like 10 cards per pack, right? There's more than, like, a lot of times I think about these products as like 1 to 3 cards, but there's 10 cards, which is a decent number of cards. But I, like Joe said, though, you're going to be disappointed. But I don't think a lot of people like the three of us, or even people with deeper pockets than us, are buying it. This is the breakers with their monopoly money putting their money into it. Like, I feel like the breakers are just playing with monopoly money. That's why I feel
they
like
were selling it as teams EP too.
Oh my gosh.
Football, the 2021 Eminence football, 10 cards, 32 spots.
Wow. So I mean, you got, like, in that case, you got I have this feeling, I have a bad feeling about the breaking, that something's going to happen. Like, something is going to breaking, and the amount of money that these people are putting into it, like, it is going to break the hobby, right? Like, if something bad were to happen, these people that are paying all this money for all these kinds of products, if something bad happens to a product like this, like, they could just destroy some of these breakers, right? Like, it just topple the breakers.
It's almost too big to fail at this point.
Yeah,
I think
people love to gamble.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah,
people love to gamble. That's not going to go away. I mean, that's been all through time and is going to continue. And I feel like, the sports betting and the availability of it, there's so many younger people that like gamble because they have more access to it than we did when I was when I was 22. I couldn't go to a casino unless I drove to Atlantic City. So, you had to actually make an effort where you just pick up a phone, you can gamble. Yep. So the hobby won't fail because they've turned it into a casino, and the casinos won't fail. And
fanatics are just forcing these breakers in a lot of cases at this point to buy their products. Like, I'm seeing Leighton Sports break Marvel cards, which, again, they didn't do that with Upper Deck. They're being forced to buy all this stuff. And then you have people who aren't even into non-sports buying into these breaks because of that gamble. Mm-hmm. We love them. Ed from Silver Sport, he bought a box of Marvel Topps Chrome for like $600. And I watched the break, and holy shit, did he get kicked in the nuts. It was brutal. It was worse than any Panini break he's done recently. Like, that's how bad it was. Like, we're talking like maybe $50 worth of value in cards. It was bad.
What do you offer one of these teams, like the people that buy into these breaks, the teams, like somebody who doesn't get it? Like, what do you offer somebody as a make good for that somebody doesn't get a team? Like,
nothing. They don't have
nothing.
Nothing.
Gosh, man,
that stuff. Some breakers do, but on that stuff, I'm guessing not. All right. Well, The reason Panini is scarfing up everything they have left laying around in the basement is because Topps now owns the NBA license. Topps basketball was sold on pre-sale last Friday. I actually bought a box of Jumbo. I'll rip it on the channel here. I think that might be kind of fun. But yeah, it sold out pretty quickly. This is not going to be a super limited set. I believe there are rumors out there that they're going to release a lot of it when the actual on sale comes out. They do the pre-orders first and then they do the on sale, but it should be a mainstream product. It seems like it will be. I'm not gonna lie, I think they have some cool looking stuff in there. So if it doesn't get out of hand in the secondary market, which it shouldn't, but we know this hobby and we know how things can work, this should be a fun product for their first release.
I mean, I think it was UEP that said this, that like they should be overprinting flagship. Like it should be easily accessible. It is that gateway drug to get people into the hobby a little bit. You know, you should be able to go to Walmart. You should be able to go to your LCS. You should be able to buy it online. It shouldn't have a crazy markup because there's so much of it. It should have some cool inserts in it. It doesn't have to be, you know, like over the top. Oops, sorry, I'm scratching my leg and I'm knocking my camera over. It doesn't have to be this over the top product because they make so many over the top products that they can just have this one for collectors, for set builders. And I mean, I'm kind of surprised EP didn't buy any of it. Again, those moths just flying out of that wallet.
The Drew Jones money must have ran out.
It must have ran out. Finally ran out.
2 years later. No, I actually didn't know it was dropping, and I don't normally get into the Topps drops anyway. Like I'll get a box when it's available on Blowout or Dave and Adams, one of those places. And as much as I was thinking to myself, it's Topps basketball, whatever. I think it was Card Purchaser on Twitter said like $109.99 for a hobby box. So it feels like a product where I would prefer for the jumbos, obviously. Which Mike, what was your price you paid for a jumbo? Was it 220 or something?
$229.99. Yeah,
$230. Like I would get a jumbo box or maybe even two jumbo boxes. Like this feels like the kind of product where I would definitely, want to build a set. So you get a couple boxes, build a set of it, and
get
just
a KCP.
I can't
pussyfoot around. Get a case.
Get a case is probably a bad.
Comment below if you want. If we get 100 likes on this video, EP will get a case. And shave his head. Or we'll give him the option, or shave his head. Gotta do one or the other. Yeah.
There we go.
I love basketball. I was talking to people at the show, like the late 90s, early 2000s basketball is my jam. So to get back into some basketball would be cool. Like I've said before, I feel priced out by the Panini stuff since we got back into it. So it'd be cool to have that, even though again, we all pine for the days of $60 boxes of cards. So that's just not reality anymore. So $100, $110 feels like probably it's not like super, like Joe said, it's not like marked up like something crazy. It feels like a price that's accessible for a lot of people.
Yeah, all the expensive stuff makes $110 for Topps sound good. So
yeah.
I'm not a huge basketball fan. I'm not buying into breaks. I'm not buying their high-end stuff, but I do want to buy this because it's Topps and they have the basketball license, and that's kind of cool. So they do need to make this available because there are people like me. I'm sure there are a lot of people like me out there that when they do the football and they do the basketball, they're very happy to rip the regular Topps product, even though they're not going to buy the high-end stuff. So we talk about it all the time. Give us a little bit more of this, though. Just a little bit more like in these lower price ranges.
100% was that's what I was going to say as well. It's like, yeah, this is cool that they did the one. What are they going to do next? Like, is there ever going to be choices in low-end products? Is it going to be just flagship and then everything else is some sort of chrome variation, or it's the super high-end stuff? They cut so many products that would have been considered low-end, right? EP, you talked about this before. But like, what would we like to see? What, Heritage, is that something?
I have a list. I have a list.
Yeah.
Heritage, Archives
would be great.
Yeah, like a composite type product with the licenses would be great too. Like, I mean, that'd be kind of Archives kind of fit together. But I feel like they could do a lot of that kind of stuff. Like Chronicles and Archives would be similar to Chronicles, which Panini made. I would love to see that product. That'd be those would be at the top of my list. Heritage would be really cool too. Like there's a lot of things they could do. we'll see if they do it.
And I said before, when we were talking about prices and when Flagship came out, I'm like, well, these are the crumbs that they're going to give you. Hopefully they give some more crumbs. I don't know if they will, probably won't, but it would be nice to see options in the low end side of things.
Yeah, look at me. I can't survive on one crumb. Okay.
Yeah.
I need multiple crumbs.
You need multiple crumbs.
Well, another set that EP has on his list is clearly the NBA Match Attacks 2025 set, which Fanatics is relying in China. So, yes, that's right. Fanatics has a licensing deal with the Chinese card manufacturer Kayu, Kayyou. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, oh well, who can pronounce it right? But anyway, these cards are going to be designed by Topps, but printed by KU. And it's kind of a collectible card game. I guess they have similar soccer cards in Europe that are very popular. So, yes, their actual first set was the set that they're releasing in China. So in case you want to go out and get a couple bucks, ZP, I know how you love that stuff. You've been waiting for that to come out.
I'm sure some people will, though. I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely, they will. You'll be seeing that being broken on all the channels too. Yeah,
100%.
I've seen some of the match attacks like soccer cards, and I think they have the match attacks like other like a baseball or something.
They have slam attacks in wrestling.
Yeah. So I mean, this is not a uncommon product. So I could definitely see people going out and getting some of it.
All right. I want to talk a little bit about the grading numbers for September. I'll just go over some basic numbers here, but there's some specific numbers I want to talk about, and then we're going to sound a little bit like a broken record, but we like to point out when we're right. I'm sorry, we just do. We're not right. We're not right very often, so we have
smile on Joe's face.
Yeah. But the grading numbers for September: PSA graded 1.55 million, CGC graded 505,000. Beckett graded 77,000.
Good.
SGC was last. They only graded 60,000 cards.
Boutique.
I'll give you the breakdown here before we get into the specifics. PSA graded 714,000 sports and 844,000 trading card game, which was actually down.
I was going to say, was that down?
Down 17% over August for that. 97,000 sports for CGC and 408,000 trading card game. Beckett graded 32,000 sports and 44,000 trading card game and non-sports. And SGC did 56,000 and 3,000. The SGC numbers, their plan to turn them into a boutique grader, whatever the fuck that is. What is a boutique grader? If they're not
grader that grades less than 100,000 cards, that's a boutique grader for sure.
It's not. There's nothing boutique about it. They're just killing them. They're choking them off.
Yeah.
They were down 49% over August, and they're down 59% over a year ago. It was their lowest graded total since July of 2022, which, if you remember back in those days, all of grading was just a disaster. We were grading with HGA at the time. So
we're one out.
Being extremely excited about it. Like being extremely excited about grading with HGA.
Should have been. So I mean, come on. Again, they're killing them off. It's clear. It's working really well. If you look at the graph, they're like just here and they go they just drop off the face of the earth. They don't want you to send cards to SGC, and clearly it's working.
That is exactly what I was thinking. It's like they are doing everything to discourage you to set, like, everything they've been saying about SGC. And actual influencers have been saying SGC's dying off. Not, we're not actual influencers, but actual influencers are.
Wait, and Dustin even kind of.
Oh, now that's a big
moving a little bit off.
Huge.
He's not ready to commit to them totally being done, but yeah.
Wow, even in sort of any sort of movement from Dustin is pretty impressive there. They are doing everything they can to discourage you. people, you and I, EP, thought about sending an order to SGC, and then all this news comes out. Peter on his own accord leaves. Okay. And they finally released the hostage, right? So he's gone, and they're saying all the right words to make you think that this company is not going to be around very much longer. So why would you send your cards to them? And it's working. It's working. And now PSA can say, oh, well, no one's sending their cards to SGC. We're probably losing money on this. We should probably just shut it down. Like, that's what it's coming to.
Yeah, I mean, this is a proof that I don't want to get on collectors' bad side. Like, if they set out to do something, like they're good at it, right? Like they're like, PSA is like continue. I mean, they're only grading 1.5 million cards or whatever per month. Like, so I mean, obviously that's great. But then they set out to do whatever they can to destroy SGC, and that is happening. So I mean, like, I feel like I would not want to go on their bad side. We should probably start praising collectors, because if they come after us, we're going to be in trouble. If they put all their power into trying to destroy us, they'd be in trouble. I wish they would put like PSA some of their like some of the stuff that we complain about with PSA. They would concentrate more on that than trying to destroy SGC to be a little better. But
I have absolutely no complaints about PSA. I think they're the best grader, and I love what they do, and I will continue to be a customer of theirs going forward, and I hope for nothing but the best for them.
Go PSA.
I actually have more PSA.
I have an order going in.
That's true. Right. I have more PSA cards in these displays than I do Panini cards, by the way, EP. So just throwing that out there.
Listen, I've always known you as a Panini fanboy and a PSA fanboy.
Yeah. Yep, that's me. You can see all these Skybox cards and Rittenhouse cards behind me. I'm actually wanted to talk about BGS real quick. I mean, that's actually like, I've said before that there are a lot of non-sports people who like to send their cards to BGS. Cool Cards, I've talked about them a couple of weeks ago when we did our, YouTube channels that we watch. He sends a lot of cards to be graded, and they are all with BGS. They still have this niche following. They're actually a boutique company, I think, because they still want to keep going. They still want to, sell their wares, unlike SGC. So I mean, it's like, if you hate what PSA did to your favorite company, let's say you're a huge SGC person and you just hate what they've done to your company, or they've done to that company, your favorite, where are you going to send your cards? I wouldn't be surprised if Beckett starts picking up some of these SGC people and they use them instead, because they don't want to send them to PSA, because people might be pissed that PSA destroyed SGC. They're not probably sending them CGC if they're sports cards, right? So
CGC was up 168% though.
They went from like 3 cards to 5 cards. I mean, it just went like a rocket ship. But yeah, I mean, I think I could see people sending, some SGC people sending their stuff to BGS.
That is a good point. I wonder how many of these people that are leaving SGC are grading with the other companies. I know Tyler Short, Joe we've talked about him before. He's somebody who does grading reveals on YouTube, and he just did release his first video in like a year, and he was talking about the cars he graded and then cracking them out. I was like, oh, what's he going to say about sending it to somewhere else? He said BGS. So I wonder if a lot of people are making that move to send to BGS now as opposed to SGC, just because
they're the only ones with a 9.5 now too, right? I mean, we're already talking about SGC like
SGC, they're dead.
Actually dead. But other than SGC, is BGS the only 9.5 out in the hobby now? So
did away with it,
yeah. So that might be something people like too.
But the gain for Beckett was mostly in the trading card game and non-sports. So maybe it's more because PSA is getting backed up and you have some people, I'll just send it to Beckett. So I wanted to get to this before we finish up here, because I thought this was interesting. Fanatics has signed Gavin McKenna to a card and autograph deal. He is a hockey player and apparently possibly the first pick in the next NHL draft. He's going to Penn State. He's going to be a freshman there. And they are going to make, because they don't make hockey cards, they're going to make Bowman U Now cards of him and have autographs and memorabilia cards in that. There was no mention of exclusivity in the deal or how long it is, but I still find it interesting. The Fanatics is signing a kid who might be the number one pick in the NHL draft. They don't make hockey cards. Why are they signing hockey players? Is it just to make a little bit of money off of him, or is there a bigger motive behind it?
What? No,
I don't know. I don't
No.
know. There is no evidence that there is, but
there is no evidence that Fanatics would ever try and steal something from Upper Deck. There is zero evidence of that.
they would never do something like that.
Never. Yeah, this is the first the shot across the bow. I mean, they make the hockey jerseys now, right? The NH they have that relationship with the NHL. They're signing a top prospect, arguably the first overall pick in a couple of years, excuse me. So, yeah, when's Upper Deck's deal with hockey gone? When's Upper Deck's deal with the NHL over that Fanatics is just going to swoop in and offer more money? They already have that relationship built. If you don't think they're going after the NHL license to make NHL cards, you're crazy. They're absolutely going to do it. And again, they're just going to build that monopoly. I mean, can't use the M word. They're going to build their organization out to make sure no other organization can do the same thing they do. However you want to define that. If there's a word out there that I can't think of, just put it in the comments below. But yes, that is what they're doing. They're absolutely going to take over hockey.
I got the word for you, Joe. It's not, you don't use the M word.
Does it start with a G? There.
It does. It sure does. There it is. There it is right there. No, it's Galactus. Yeah, like this is how they're not spending money on this guy just to sign him for some Bowman U Now cards. They're signing him for way more than that.
Which is that a new thing, by the way? Good point, EB. Bowman U Now, is that new now?
Oh, no, like there's Caitlin Clark's. They've been doing, yeah. So I could see them, 100% see them doing like a 4-sport type thing. Maybe sign a couple other players and like do like a 4-sport where they have basketball, football, and baseball, and then maybe a couple hockey players in there. Like I could see that happening, but there is definitely this smells like there's definitely some sort of inkling of something happening down the line with the hockey license.
Even though it doesn't say an exclusive deal, I don't think I've seen Fanatics do a deal that wasn't exclusive before. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but yeah, they may have a history of signing players from sports that they don't have the license to yet, just to hurt the company that does. I don't know.
I was just seeing if I could find when the license deal with the NHL is over. It looked like it was over in 2024, so I'm guessing it got re-signed. I don't know how long it's signed for, but yeah, again, you made that really good point at the end, Mike. This is one of those situations where now, when you buy hockey cards, because it's an exclusive, it's an exclusive. When you buy hockey cards and this guy's not in it, it's going to be the CJ Stroud, Bryce Young thing all over again, where all they're doing is lining their pockets and screwing the collector, period.
Yep. Blame Fanatics again, right?
All right. Well, we're going to finish up with poor Tom Brady. I want to talk a little bit about Tom Brady.
Poor Tom Brady.
I feel really badly for Tom Brady. I mean, he's a part owner of a football team, right? Mm-hmm. He has to fly around all these different places and announce games, and he has to work at his card shop, right? That's a busy schedule.
He opens it up every day.
But he's now going to be opening 6 more that he's going to be responsible for. That's right. Card Vault by Tom Brady is opening 6 new locations, opening one in Las Vegas. Danville? So that won't be too bad. No, Danville's not on the list yet, but one in the Mall of the Americas, one in Dallas, and then 3 in Northern California, one in Sacramento, one in Palo Alto, which is only like 20 minutes from his hometown, and one in San Francisco. So clearly opening those so Tom can be able to get to store a little bit more, so he doesn't have to travel quite as much. But I worry he's spreading himself a little too thin. I know he's still young compared to me, and he's in good shape for his age, but I worry about
his age.
I worry about it.
From my age, your age, anyone's age. He's probably in pretty great shape. Yeah, he's burning the candle at both ends there, sorting cards and calling football games, right? I'll tell you what. There's one city on there that I'm kind of I'm kind of surprised and kind of upset that he didn't open one in
Danville?
Atlanta. No,
Oh.
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Wait, when was that going to come? Because we joked around when Cards HQ. Oh, that's the place Michael Rubin wants card shops to be at, and Tom Brady's like, hold my beer. And now he's
Michael Rubin loves Tom.
Yeah, he does. He goes
like
to all their white parties together. Yep. So yeah, I Jeff Wilson's like, I thought I was his favorite. Very upset. Jeff Wilson's very upset by this.
There's a lot here for me to talk about. First off, do you think during commercials Tom Brady is sorting cards during the broadcast, sorting cards like he's on eBay on his app trying to get cards, win cards? And
he's got a pricing gun. He's got a pricing gun like Mike and Don in the back.
all right, Tom. We got 20 seconds. You got to stop pricing cards.
Kevin Burkhardt's like, Tom, come on, man. You can hear that clicking gun on the broadcast.
Second, do you think Tom has a Joe Day to take the stuff to the post office for him every day? Do you think there's a Joe Day?
Gronk.
What are we talking
probably
about?
One of the Gronk Edelman, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Gronk can carry a little more, I think.
Yeah.
And then when Mike was listing off the different places, and I was thinking my brain was thinking of it on a map. I was thinking to myself, it's like Independence Day when all the spaceships came into all the different places and like strategically to take over all of the United States of America. Tom Brady is trying to take over all the card shops in America, and that's what I thought of. So I just wanted to share those thoughts that my brain had as we were talking about this. He's just the figurehead for these, right? He's not actually working at any of these. You think he shows up? Do you think he shows up at every single one of those shops this year? Or not?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not this year. They're probably not. Are they officially open?
Or they open? They all open.
Well,
do you think
I don't know because they did a little video where he did a reveal. He had 6 sealed boxes and they had cards inside there with the names of the city on. And he told them at the end that they had 48 hours to get them open. So I'm assuming they're probably open by now, right? Because Tom says they have 48 hours. He couldn't have been joking, but
I'm guessing they were already to be open, and the 48 hours is probably just like a made up time. I don't know.
No, he said he was joking, so I don't. It's Tom Brady though. His name is right there on the sign.
Yep. Just like Mike's Upper Deck, man, has to open that shop up every day.
Every day. I know. I should have kept my shop. Tom probably would have bought it from me. Maybe it would have came work with me instead of doing this. Mike and Tom's Upper Deck.
I love how you put your name first. The level of narcissism to put your name ahead.
I opened it.
Well, clearly, Tom would be the one taking the stuff to the post office.
Right.
Yeah, I'm right.
So, I mean,
I'm not gonna let him have first spot on the billing. Come on.
Tom Brady walks in the door.
That checks out. By the way,
what am I doing today, boss? Mike's like, you're sorting cards again. You're sorting cards.
Sorting cards. Get back in the back room and get sorted. Do not stick your head out here. Do not talk to customers. Just stay back there. I've got this.
Oh my God.
I'm not even joking. All right, guys. Well, that was a pretty good chat this week, but that's all I got for you. I got nothing else. Do you want to talk anymore? Should we maybe keep going? No,
I'm ready for a nap.
Joe needs a nap. All right, guys. I will see you next week. Take care, boys.
Use my boys again?
I did.
All right. Adios.
See you later, boys.